Antarctica, mysterious and enigmatic, cloaked in ice. What dangers lurk beneath? No inhabitants, no environmental invasion, but why this episode? As it shows, human presence is not necessary. Nature has its own surprises. In this episode, you will discover what might happen to Antarctica and the world in the near future. Let's explore. Global warming, a looming threat to our planet. Rising average temperatures since 1850 have raised safety concerns and questions about the severity of this phenomenon. Will rising temperatures affect Antarctica? What caused the ice cover in the first place? We will explore this in this program. The formation of the Antarctic ice sheet over 34 million years ago, possible causes of this cover, including the Eocene extinction event, the impact of global warming on Antarctica and the planet as a whole. Antarctica, a continent in peril. Isolated from the rest of the world, Antarctica has seen its carbon dioxide levels drop, leading to a slow but steady increase in ice cover. Scientists are still puzzled by the sharp decline in carbon dioxide levels, some attributed to weathering, while others point to cosmic phenomena. Millions of years ago, Earth is believed to have had rings like Saturn. These rings blocked out the sun and lowered temperatures, causing water to turn to ice and trap vast amounts of carbon. The logical question arises, could nature change after all this? Will global warming be enough to melt the ice? The answer, yes, global warming may be enough, but it will take a long time. However, some analysts believe that this continent could actually melt. Researchers warn that the region is increasingly covered by heat waves, causing temperatures in some areas to rise to unnatural levels. Experts already describe the situation as alarming, as the accelerated melting of glaciers poses a serious threat to humanity. If these heat waves continue, this process will be greatly accelerated. To illustrate, on March 18, 2022, temperatures exceeded the average by nearly 5 degrees. At Concordia Research Station, located 3 kilometers above sea level, a temperature of -12 degrees Celsius was recorded. This may not seem like a terrible number, as it is natural and low for this region, but it was 40 degrees Celsius higher than the average temperature for the season. Do you think global warming and ice melt are just a matter of time? Share your thoughts in the comments. Doomsday Glacier, a ticking time bomb on planet Earth. Any discussion of global warming must include the melting of glaciers, particularly the Doomsday Glacier, also known as Thwaites Glacier. This glacier is incredibly important for both humanity and the planet as a whole, as it maintains the ideal balance of temperature. Logically, if the ice melts due to global warming, something strange and irreversible will happen to Earth's temperature, which could lead to global extinction. If you're unfamiliar with this glacier, let me ask you, how big do you think it is? 100 square kilometers? 1,000 square kilometers? What about 120,000 square kilometers? This is just one estimate, as some scientists believe the glacier actually covers 200,000 square kilometers. As it melts, billions of additional tons of ice will regularly appear in the water. The hyperactive disappearance of Thwaites Glacier will lead to rising sea levels, which will warm and expand. Global average sea level will rise, and coastal changes will be inevitable. For example, spring ice melt is now starting 10 days earlier than it did 150 years ago. And if the scientists are right, 50 billion tons of ice will enter the world's oceans annually from this glacier. The pace is disheartening, as sea levels have recently risen by 0.6%. And considering what remains of the glacier and what it can do, it is very likely that within 5 to 10 years, the water could overflow and devastate the coast. On top of all this, temperatures will change, living things will die, and many cities will be submerged underwater. In general, terrible things could happen. The paradox is that everyone knows about this problem, but no one can solve it. According to the only theory, humans can only slow down this process and buy time to prepare for the release of this water. This is why we must start controlling the rise in temperature through our actions. I'm talking about burning fossil fuels and accumulating greenhouse gases.